What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to another video. I think today is the day that we dropped the front subframe on the Evo, so let's get right into this. So yeah, we're gonna drop the front subframe. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit anxious about it already, but I'm excited too because this subframe is super rusty. I know they're on recall right now, but it's coming off in big flakes, but it's also not gonna be bad enough to pass the dealership test of like their puncture thing that they do. I just know it's not, and they're gonna try anyway to not replace it. So I'm gonna take it off of here, see how bad it is. From what I can tell, it's pretty bad. So I'm gonna take it off, see how bad it looks, and then we can go from there. It's also gonna be easier to get the transmission out when I go to do that, not having that subframe in there. So yeah, let's go into the car, see what we got. I think there's only like 6 bolts that holds it on, but there are some kind of tricky things to get it down out of the car that I've seen through some research. And so yeah, here we go. All right, so from what I can tell, it's just this nut here, and then this big bolt here that goes through, and then let me brighten it up a little bit more here, and boop, that should be good. This little nut or bolt right here, and that should be it for each side, and then it should drop right down. Like I said, there are some things we have to kind of watch when it's coming down out of the car. There's some lines and things we have to look out for. And also there's a clamp, I'll show you that on the inside on the steering rack, and that will drop everything right out. So it sounds super simple and really easy to do, but I'm not gonna say that because every time I do, and I always do, I'm like, oh, this should be super quick, blah, blah, blah. It ends up taking forever, and it's like this big thing. So I'm not gonna say that. That didn't happen, and yeah. All right, so we are inside the car now. Yours might not look like this because mine is totally stripped out, but steering rack right here. This little clamp right here, that has to be released, and it looks like a hose clamp, honestly, but that has to be released, and then the steering rack should slide right out of this sleeve here, and we should be good to go. I'm gonna mark that with a paint marker to make sure that we line it up when it goes back in, but yeah, that should be it. Oh yeah, one more part I forgot. This piece right here, this front member, this is where the, I'm gonna say transmission mount goes, and then it goes right down through here, this little guy, and it bolts to the subframe right here. So we gotta remove this as well. I hope this car is up high enough because I think once I remove that, my jack point kind of goes away, so that is what it is. All right, so first things first, this 14 millimeter on the transmission mount. I'm gonna attempt to get that off. Granted, this was all put together recently, so I'm gonna assume it's not gonna be that hard, but we'll see. Sorry, what? You were on charge for literally a day. There we go. All right, now we move to the bottom. Come on. There we go. Next, now we'll go under the car and get the bolt that mounts to the actual subframe. Get these bolts out of here. Woo. Rusty business. Blech. Alright, got all 3 of those bolts out, and now I'm going to take this bolt back out so I can get this thing to drop down, and hopefully nothing insane happens. And there we go. So we'll put those there. We'll slide this little fella out some way, and huzzah, the first part of the subframe is out. Okay, now I have soaked, again, I've been spraying them periodically, but we are soaking that bolt and the other bolt for the back part of the subframe there in some PB Blast, so it can begin trying to loosen that up, because that thing right there, I've tried it a couple times, and it is friggin' tight. Even with the air gun, not even budging. So yeah, gonna let that soak a little bit longer and see what we can do here. Alrighty, it's been soaking for a little while. Let's see what we can accomplish here. And so the air gun failed again. I'm gonna try with the breaker bar here and see if I can try to get this thing off of here, but may have to let it soak a little bit longer. Oh my God, that is so insanely on there. I don't even know. Let's see. Let's try it without the extension. Maybe it's getting some like weird flex in there or something, and it's not letting it like get the full power. You know what I'm saying? Holy God. Well, I'll let that soak a little bit longer. We're gonna spray some more on this here, and then I'm gonna let it soak for a little bit longer, and if that doesn't work, we're getting the torch, and that should take care of it. All right, tried it again, and I'm gonna let you be the judge of what happened. Round 2, 4, maybe. Remember how I said at the beginning of the video how I wasn't gonna say it was gonna be super easy and shouldn't take long? This is why. Apparently just saying it, I jinxed myself. So, yeah, gonna let it soak a little bit longer. What else can you do? Hopefully it doesn't, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it after I get it off, but not even gonna speak it. While that bolt is soaking, or nut is soaking, I did forget 2 things I had to do. I have to remove the power steering line, so I went ahead and done that real quick. I unhooked the hard line from this hose right here that runs down into there. So I got that all unhooked up through here, and then I unhooked this big line here that runs down as well. That all has to come off. This piece is the one that mounts right here to this little guy on the pump. And yeah, got all that stuff unhooked, and so now there shouldn't be any kind of hang up that's on the way out. So, boom. I've been messing with this for quite a while. I'm starting to get a little concerned. Like, I don't want to break this stud. Like, I wasn't going to say it earlier, but I'm getting concerned now that I don't want to like break this stud as it's inside the car. So like, how do you replace that? I don't know. Nor would I be able to do it. So I let this thing soak a little bit longer. I heated it again after what you just saw. And so I'm about to give it one more go, and then I'm going to have to make some decisions on what I can do here. So cross your fingers and hope this goes well. Oh, it's moving! It's moving! Oh, yes! Good grief! That was insane. I can't wait to see how corroded this is when I get it all the way off. Wow. Okay. Whew. All right, that is good news, good news, good news. Okay, moving on. Okay, so now I'm gonna move my jack to put it under the subframe, because while I've been waiting on that for like an hour, I've gone around and I've already got all the other bolts like loose and ready to come off. So I'm gonna put the jack under there, get the subframe on the jack, and then we'll lower it down nice and steady, and we'll make sure we're not messing anything up in the engine bay and all that stuff. I think I have everything unhooked that I need to have unhooked, and yeah, we should be good to go to drop this thing. Ooh, wait, the steering column. So I put a vice clamp onto that little hose clamp, really, that will hold it open, and that should let it slide out. So yeah, I'm gonna mark it with the paint pen, and then we can move on to the subframe. All right, so I got the jack under here. I have a board going this way to kind of like cradle the subframe. And so yeah, I'm gonna film this whole thing here, so hopefully we can catch all the action. And we will get this thing dropped out of here. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to do the rear motor mount. Hold please. I got a little bit too excited. There's a motor mount right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's kind of like right in there. I need to get that bolt off. That way the subframe can drop out because that mount is mounted to the subframe. So give me a second, and it's gonna be kind of hard to film, so I won't show that part, but I'm just taking off that bolt. All right, got that taken care of. That was a bit of a pain, but not as bad as it could have been, I guess. But now we can take off these bolts. Wow, look at this. Look at that. Focus. Look at that. That's rough. Wow, look at the rust. It's like, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but I'll show you when I'm done here, but that is like neon orange. Holy crap. Look at that. That is bright, bright orange. So now, really, all that should be left to do is lower the jack. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're about to find out. Easy does it, boys. Easy does it. Woo! Hello, we got too much going on there. Let's slow that down just a skosh. Let me go to the other side here and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. We are clear on this side. Now we just need to be, whoopsies. I need a cup, there we go. We're clear on this side, it seems to be. We're obviously hung up on the other side because of the steering rack, but I think if I slide it forward, it should come right out, at least from what I've seen and read. So let this drain for a second, and then we will see what we can come up with. Okay, here we go. Oh shit, yeah. Everything came out. Hell yeah. Okay. No, don't bend. Do not bend. Maybe I can get it off the jack here. It's not super heavy, I don't think. Yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. That's real good. Let's get this thing all the way out and let's look at it and see what we got going on. Oh, guys, I am so pumped on this. It came out like butter. It's out. So we're looking at it here, inspecting everything over. It's pretty rusty on the bottom, but the top doesn't look too bad. It's still got some rust flakes and coming off in some places, but the bottom is really the worst part, and the insides of it is the worst parts. It's just super dirty back here, so we're going to clean up this power steering rack and all that kind of stuff. Get that taken care of. We got brand new front sway bar going on, so I can take that off. Oh yeah, actually, I haven't said this yet. Because Mitsubishi is not going to want to recall this and replace it, because they're doing this thing called a puncture test, and unless it's like getting ready to crack in half, they're not going to replace it. They're going to put a coating on it and call it good, and it's not going to be good. This thing is rusting, and I don't want to have this problem in a few years when it's like rusting through. So we got a new one. It's on its way. There was a place in Florida that had one in stock, surprisingly, and so yeah, got a new one coming. I can swap everything over and see how it all goes and not have any downtime whatsoever. Just swap it all directly over, which I'm excited about. We can install our new white line sway bar, all that stuff on there be brand new. It's just super exciting right now. All right, enough oogling over that. Back to work. Let's get under the car, check it out, see what it looks like under there, under the subframe, or above the subframe, however you want to say it. It really doesn't look all that bad. It's crazy, it's like poopy, and then that's where I went and done the rear part of it. Everything back from like here, where the transfer case ends, and back is all like brand new, cleaned up, amazing looking, in my opinion. And then this stuff here looks like crap. So that's what we're gonna fix. We're gonna take care of all this stuff right through here and up into the engine bay here. That's where the steering column came through, right there. Next up, we gotta get the transfer case detached from the transmission and get it off of the drive shaft and get that out of the car. But that will be a different project for a different day. Right now, I just wanna get under the car here. I wanna kind of inspect some things a little bit. And yeah, so far, it doesn't look all that bad, which is pretty exciting. All right, I'm gonna try to show you this real quick because I'm amazed by it. So this hard line right here, that is the ACD line. And it runs across the car in the front, down the frame, into the engine bay area here. And then it goes back across the car over that right here. Then it goes back up under, then back across the car, and then bolts in. I can't show you over there, I'm kind of in a bind here, but bolts into the top of the transfer case on the left-hand side, or right-hand side of the car. What kind of routing is that? But with that being said, I'm gonna end this one off here. We got a ton of work done today. I am super excited about getting that subframe out. In my mind, that was a very tedious task. It was gonna be super hard to do, but it came out like butter, as I said, except for that one bolt. That was kind of hard, but got it all done, so no worries there. That gives me a lot more access now under the car to be able to inspect things, clean it up like I'm gonna do, and get that transfer case out, the transmission out, all that kind of stuff. Taking the whole car part's the way to go in my mind. But yeah. Very excited. I'm learning a lot. It's a ton of fun. And so thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the process, the progress. If you have any questions, drop those down there as well. I'll be glad to help much as I can, chat or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.